Hello everybody, welcome back to MISF1TS, episode 1, proper.
Yep, let's do it.
Ready to go? How are you feeling? Nervous? Excited?
All good, me mate. I've got my cup of tea, gone for a 2-stop strategy. I'll get a fresh brew off way through.
I'm going to go for a 3-stop lager strategy. A couple of
Get
cans halfway through.
Get out of here.
Right,
what we're talking about.
Right, today, we've got a few things on today actually. First of all, we're going to talk about Baku, just been.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Is there anything to say about Baku actually? Great race for Perez in the end, but we'll start in quali. How good's Leclerc, by the way?
Unbelievable. I want to talk about Perez first because he's Spenner's favourite.
He is.
Do you reckon he's actually got a chance of a championship? Seriously?
I would love to say yes, but I think on street tracks, obviously he's the street king. I think on street tracks, him and Max are pretty much neck and neck. If not, Perez might have got a little bit of an advantage on him actually.
Probably has.
But street tracks make up not much of the calendar at all. He's got Singapore, Monaco to come, but I think all the other tracks, the traditional tracks, Max is like he's a tenth or so ahead of Perez, I think. So I think the period between Monaco and Singapore, obviously Perez won Monaco, he won Singapore. That period of 6 or 7 races between then, I think that will decide the championship. I think that will decide if we're having a title fight or not. Yeah,
where did he start to struggle last year? Like, what was the worst part of the season?
Yeah, probably after Monaco. After he won in Monaco, until he's winning Singapore, he slipped off. I hope it's not true.
It seems better this year. It does seem better this year, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, he does. He does actually, but
even in Bahrain, even testing, it looked good there.
Yeah, I think that Red Bull is just too easy to drive in it. Yeah. I think most people could get in that now and give it a run.
Yeah. You just mentioned about street circuits, by the way. That's really, really annoying me. There's so many street circuits like Miami and Vegas. I just love a good old school track meet.
Yeah.
Like Bahrain now literally feels old school to me.
Yeah.
Like the tracks, Malaysia, Bahrain. I don't know, I know they're not old school, but they're kind of all these new street tracks.
Yeah. I must admit, street tracks aren't my favourite. I like the odd few. Well, obviously I like Monaco, Singapore's class. Baku's okay. It's not my favourite, but it's a cool track. But I think there's so much more cooler tracks like Spa. I think Spa should not be getting kicked off the calendar. Although people will say, when was the last time you had an interesting race in Spa, which is a good point, but it's still such a cool track.
I've always liked street tracks, but I don't know, I like them because they're a one-off.
Yeah.
It's like less is more.
That's what it should be.
But yeah, that's my rant over. I'm just getting a bit fed up of so many street tracks.
Yeah,
I'll try and keep positive, even though it's going to be difficult talking about Baku.
Right, so let's get into it. Start the weekend. Friday quali. How did you find the format?
I'm looking forward to it, coming into it, but looking back now, it wasn't as good, were it?
No, I don't think. I think Saturday, instead of adding to the weekend, I think it kind of took away from the Sunday race a bit. Kind of took away, because I usually on quali days I get a little bit nervous, a little bit of butterflies in the stomach. But Friday qualifying, it just felt like a practice session. No nerves. It didn't feel like much was on the line.
Yeah. Why don't you tell everyone your idea to improve F1?
Yeah, so listen to this, guys. So the sprint format, I think if they should do the same, so keep Friday the same. We'll have a practice in the morning and then the qualifying on Friday afternoon, which sets the grid for Sunday. That was fine. That was okay. But then on Saturday, get rid of the sprint quali, maybe just have another practice session or something, and then have a sprint race. So for the sprint race, the Saturday afternoon, use the Friday qualifying results, but reverse grid. So you've got the one qualifying on Friday, which makes Friday more important, makes that qualifying session more important. And then when you've got a reverse grid sprint for the Saturday, I think that's you've got the fast guys starting at the back, so they're going to want to try and push.
Let's recap. Wait, you're confusing me.
Okay,
practice 1 on Friday.
Yeah.
Qualifying, same as it was at Baku.
Yeah.
Friday evening, Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, like a practice session.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon, you reverse the order from qualifying from Friday.
Yep.
And then Sunday, just race as normal.
Yep. Sunday's the normal race.
It's better.
I just think it gets rid of some of the problems we had. I think they've got the fast guys then starting at the back. They're going to want to try and get into the top 10 to take a couple of World Championship points. You see how hard they fight just for one fastest lap point. So
I just can't see them doing it. I love that.
I think it's the big teams that'll protest it.
Yeah. I just don't know why we just don't try it.
Mm.
You know, like even last year when Verstappen had it tied up in, Japan. It's towards the end of the season, just say, right, we're just going to try reverse grids.
Yeah.
But it'll just never be agreed.
But I mean, the big team's going to get mad about it, but you've still got the full race on Sunday, where the maximum points are. You've still got your normal Verstappen on pole if he qualifies on pole on Friday, but then on the Saturday we get to see Verstappen charge from 20th on the grid, see how high he can get into the points, and then you've got people like the Alphas and the Williams and the Alpha Tauri starting on pole, front 2 rows. Let's see how they are at.
Can you imagine De Vries and Sargent on front row? Yeah. That'd be class.
Yeah. So, I mean, it'd just be see how they handle the pressure. It's just an idea. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I said to you on Sunday, I don't know what everybody else thinks, but when I watch the race for all the morning, all the day leading up to it, I am quite nervous, especially when it's like formation lap, lights come on. But on Sunday, because we've already seen that, I don't know, I just felt like a little bit of an anticlimax. But might just be me. But I do like your idea. It's just that practice session on Saturday morning again. Could they do anything else?
Yeah, that's true. That's the only thing that's maybe a downside of it.
But yeah, get in touch, let us know, see if you can improve it. If you like Spenner's idea, or if he's talking absolute nonsense.
Yeah, let me know.
Probably
I'm a couple of beers in, so let me know. Anyway, Baku. Let's get back on track. This weekend in Baku. Quali.
Leclerc smashed it, didn't he?
It's.
I keep seeing people saying he's fastest driver, and I've been saying no. It's, I don't know, Russell or Max, but it probably is Leclerc, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's probably the next best talent. I know it's pretty obvious to say now he's been in F1 like 10, 15, 20 million years, but...
What would you rather have in your team, if you had team principal? Leclerc, Russell or Norris?
Ooh.
Curveball.
I like Leclerc. He's unbelievable on one lap, but I think he's a little bit too inconsistent. I think he's got a mistake in him, whereas I think Russell is also quick. Maybe not as quick as Leclerc.
I don't know.
What would you say?
I don't know. He's beating Hamilton 3-1, isn't
Mr. Saturday used to be in the Williams.
I don't know. I think I'd pick Russell. I like him.
Yeah, I think I would pick Russell. I think he's got both aspects, quali and race in him.
Yeah. I've been noticed, by the way, we started Twitter, a month ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I've seen like a lot of fan bases, Leclerc, Hamilton, Norris, Verstappen. But I don't really see anything of Russell. Nothing. I bet there is fans out there.
Yeah.
Don't bite my head off, but I don't know. I just haven't seen a lot of Russell fans.
Yeah.
But is that because... Sorry to interrupt. Is that because Hamilton just takes all the limelight?
Yeah, I think he does. I think obviously there are a lot of George Russell fans out there, but we don't see as many as we do Leclerc, Russell, and I think it just comes with him being teammates with Hamilton. Like if you're going to sport one Brit in a Mercedes, you're more than likely going to sport 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton.
7
or 6, if we're still giving Massa the title.
Or 8.
Or 8, yeah, could be either 6, 7, or 8 world title.
Dangerous territory. Let's not do it.
Yeah, I'll not bring that up. It's dangerous territory.
Go on, tell them about 2008. Go on.
Yeah, I don't know if I touched on this last episode.
Don't piss them off. Don't do it.
I think Felipe Massa, playing devil's advocate, I think Felipe Massa is well within his right to try and take that world championship.
How?
I just think because it's 100% being decided. Well, not decided. 100% being found to have been legitimate cheating by
Don't say Alonso.
Briatore and whoever.
Not Alonso.
Yeah, Alonso didn't know anything about it. But if that race has decided to have been cheated and that's confirmed now, should the results stand at that race? And if they don't stand, then Massa is champion.
I think it's a legit win for Alonso, that. Nah, I'm joking. No, but even if... You're right, but surely it would help Hamilton.
Yeah, I think I've seen some things on it. I've seen people agreeing with me. But the more you look into it, they would just disqualify Alonso. I think Felipe Massa, he's getting his attorneys together and whatnot. I think what they'll find is, at the most, anyway, even if anything does come out of it, the most that will happen is Alonso loses a win. Hamilton moves up to second, I think, or whatever. Did he finish third or fourth or something? So Hamilton will move up anyway.
It wasn't. It was Massa's team's fault though. Pit stop, refueling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just sounds like it's a little bit sour to me, but
yeah, I think it's right for him to be sour though. Would you not be a bit pissed off?
Yeah, but Alonso's team did cheat, but we didn't mess up Massa's pit stop.
No, yeah, I think
that could have quite easily just not happened, and he could have carried on and won race anyway, or got a podium.
Yes.
We need to watch that season back, by the way.
Yeah, that is another good season, 2008.
We're going to do that. We're going to go back all the way to 2006, 2007 and watch the highlights, watch the season review, and yes, do a podcast about each different season. Yeah,
I think we're going to look back some of the classics. 2007, that went down to what? 3 drivers finished within 1 point at the end.
Yeah, my first season, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hamilton did so well that year, to be fair. I remember watching it thinking, who is this kid? Because obviously like that, I didn't know much at the time, but I just knew, well, Alonso was the champ, the best driver. But looking back now, there were lots of reasons, but ultimately Hamilton was just an absolute beast.
Yeah.
I can't believe he blew it. I can't believe he blew that title.
Yep, China, was it?
Yeah.
Ended up in the gravel in China. Well, that's a touchy subject as well, but yeah, I don't think there'll be another rookie season like that for a long time.
So to sum up, Hamilton could be a 9-time champ.
Yeah, 9-time, 7, 6, 5, whatever. Anyway, Baku, we keep getting distracted. We're going back to Baku again.
I just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're not to talk about it.
So we've got through quali, sprint race.
That were annoying in quali for me. You'll probably gather soon that I'm a big Alonso fan, but qualifying in Baku without DRS.
Yeah, that's.
But I can't complain. They've had a good season so far, so I won't complain too much. We had the race pace, but yeah, quali. Leclerc smashed it, didn't he?
He did. It's getting a bit ridiculous how good he is over 1 lap now.
What is Sainz doing?
Yeah, Sainz having a shocker this year, unfortunately.
I wonder if they'll get rid of him. No, not next year. They won't do that. They won't next year. But
no, yeah, I think he's all right for next year. But if this form continues and he's like this next year, then I can't see him sticking around for 2025.
I'd love to see him swap McLaren and Ferrari swap Norris and Sainz. Because McLaren would have Sainz back, Norris next to Leclerc. But again, I'm just talking rubbish. That won't happen.
Yeah. Right, so sprint race was just kind of a mini version of the full race, actually, didn't it? Kind of just showed us what was going to happen before it happened, really.
Well, only one thing happened.
Yeah.
Russell and Max.
Yeah.
Unbelievable that from Verstappen.
Yeah, I think he's...
That's like racing you on game. You can't go anywhere near you without you crying.
I can't even say anything back to that, because he's 100% true.
No,
yeah.
That's all that happened, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Max spat the dummy out. Didn't like it when someone put their elbows out and gave him a bit of a shove, which is strange because that's Max's whole... I won't say it's his whole style. I'm not saying Max is a dirty driver, but that's...
He don't need to anymore, does he?
No, I think when he was coming up through the ranks, that's how he got his elbows out. That's how he got his results. I think Damon Hill said for Sky Sports, I think he just said, well, might as well just give Verstappen the title now if no one's allowed to race him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ridiculous.
didn't like that from Max. I thought George was well within the rights to go for that.
Well, it's like 2021. How many times did Verstappen do that to Hamilton?
Yeah.
Worse.
Yeah. But it's always going to happen though. It's F1, isn't it?
He's just thinking that he's going to beat Russell no matter what. So what's point in Russell racing? Because I'm going to beat him, but he's obviously going to, because what's point in F1 otherwise?
Yeah, I think he just expected Russell to just say, all right, not my fight, off you go, Max.
Yeah, I like it from Russell. I think he's a bit of a goody two shoes, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's never done all wrong.
Oh, sugar.
Proper Toto's teacher's pet.
Yeah.
It's nice to see him have a bit of a maverick side to him.
Yep. So
I'd love to see him ruffle Hamilton up a little bit.
Yeah, I think he is a little bit, but I think Hamilton's just kind of shrugging it off and acting like it's not happening. But Russell's kind of outperforming Hamilton, isn't he, really?
Yeah.
Hamilton's just kind of bringing no attention to it at all.
Completely disregarding that.
Yeah.
Getting out qualified. Nope, didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what? Me? Are you sure? But, yeah. So, sprint was okay, other than that.
Well, you should be happy with that as well. Perez,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Perez, the first driver to win back-to-back races, although it was a sprint. I think he had the edge on Max this weekend, because then we went back into the race, went back to Sunday, the proper race. We can talk about Perez did get a bit lucky, because he did get a bit lucky, but my argument is he was catching Max. I think that's what forced Max into the pit. Maybe, possibly. He'd just got into Max's DRS. It looked like he was quicker than Max. Max pitted first and got unlucky, fair enough. But after that, he still had 35 laps.
Yeah.
To try and come back.
Yeah.
But
it's frustrating because Perez smashed it this weekend, but sprint, Verstappen could say his car was damaged. In race, he's now saying that he got lucky. Like Perez got lucky because of the safety car. I don't know. It's just annoying because we were watching it, weren't we? And it was 6/10, and it was in Max's slipstream when Max pitted. I don't know if it would have got him back lap, but it would have been very close.
Yeah.
I'd love to have seen Perez get past Max.
Yeah. Hopefully no fireworks. All that would have been interesting.
No, but we haven't really seen it, have we?
No, other than the Brazil thing a couple of years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It would nice to see Perez rattle Max a little bit. I think he's starting to get to Max. I think Max knows he's got Perez covered for the majority of the tracks. I think he recognises Perez has got a few strong tracks.
He just needs to do a Nico Rosberg, doesn't he?
Yeah, that would be an effort and a half.
So do you think on pure pace, forgetting about the safety car, that Perez would have won it?
I honestly think he would have.
What, you think he would have overtaken Max?
I think he would have overtaken Max. I don't think it would have been easy. Because I think Max, he said himself, towards the end of the race, he started to feel more comfortable, changed a few of the biases around and stuff.
He mentions that every race, doesn't he? That is different breakdowns.
Yeah. But I think it would have been a lot closer anyway. It would have been a lot more interesting, put it that way. But as a Perez fan, I was quite happy to see 35 laps go by, no safety cars, no red flags. But as a neutral, it was a rubbish race. Yeah,
it's just... The thing is with F1, it's just got this propensity to get stale. I remember in 2009, well, only a little whippersnapper when them new regs came in. And they got rid of the best looking cars in history, by the way, from like 2005 to 2008. But I just remember there being a massive fuss about like how they tried to improve racing, and 2009 was good. 2010 was good purely because Red Bull nearly bottled it. Yeah. But it's just happening again. It's just getting stale, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm no expert in aerodynamics and that, and it's second year regs, but it just seems to be going back to square one.
Yeah, I think last year was good. Last year, I think, proved that the regs worked, and I think it brought closer racing. But I don't know what's happened this year, but it's just, like you say, it's just gone backwards. Like, they can't follow each other anymore. It's a strange one. Thing
that's annoying me even more is the tyre saving. You didn't watch it back
Yeah.
in like Bridgestone days, but it's literally now. Alonso like epitomises it perfectly. He has like 1 or 2 laps to attack. It's same every race. Goes for it, lap 1, lap 2, but after that his tyre saves for the rest of the stint. Picks it up towards when his pit stop's approaching, and then when he comes out of the pits, has a lap or 2 to attack, saves tyres towards the end, he ramps it up again. And he nearly got Leclerc. He probably should have got Leclerc because he had a faster car, to be fair, on Sunday. But we're all just doing it.
Yeah.
We should like put in a mandatory 2-stop strategy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think how you can actually stop that happening. Because I guess it's fastest way. But they're just all going to do it, aren't they? Why wouldn't they? You don't want to make an extra pit stop because you can't even overtake. But that's annoying me more than anything. Just watching him all race just coast.
Yeah, it's not entertaining. Right, let's move on. Worst performance of the weekend. I don't think there's any prizes for guessing this one.
I don't know. Could go for De Vries, Gasly.
No, do you know what? Now you mention it, De Vries did have a stinker as well, but Gasly. what was going on with Gasly? Every time I seen him on screen, he was in the pits for something. Is he in the wall, in the pits, damage, car on fire?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not all his fault. He did get a bit unlucky, but
yeah,
that has got to be one of the worst weekends I've seen for a long time.
Yeah, timing screen down left hand side. Just like when someone pits, it like catches your eye, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And just like so many times in that race, you just saw Gasly pit. Why?
Yeah, we was like,
why is he in there?
We were like 20 laps in. He'd already pit once, and we looked at each other. He's pitting again. What could have possibly gone wrong? There's no way he's hit the barrier, lost the front wing or something again. But
they're having a shocker Alpine, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. To say, what did they say?
We're going to find 6 temps.
6 temps. They wanted to challenge for P2.
I don't get why you'd say that.
Yeah,
you just tempting fate. Like whether you believe in fate or not, you just don't do it. You just put in more pressure on yourself.
It's weird. Usually in F1 they do the opposite. Say, these updates, they're not bad. They might give us a little bit, not too great. They don't ever hear team principals come out and say, "Yep, we're going to challenge for P2. We're going to gain 6 temps. This upgrade's amazing. Watch this," and then have a stinker.
I don't like Otmar. This might be my Alonso bias again, but I don't know. I don't like him. I don't know why he keeps coming up with these claims, and I don't know. I just don't like him.
Yeah, I think
got a chip on my shoulder.
I think I've always liked Otmar. Obviously, just for the time at Racing Point, Force India with Perez. But I think the Piastri debacle saga kind of brought out the worst in him, didn't it?
Say his surname.
Safnauer.
Nice one. I don't know how to say
Safnauer.
that. That sounds good to me. I've been trying to avoid it. I've got to call him Sapphire.
Don't work well with the Yorkshire accent, that one, I tell you.
What were we saying?
Yeah, Gasly stinker.
Yeah,
Gasly
it's not
stinker.
too bad, is he?
I had high hopes for Gasly, which is a shame. I liked the move, him going to Alpine. I thought he should have done it a couple of years ago, but it's not working out.
Well, boring, crap qualifying, came through field, but everyone made a big song and dance about it, but end of the day, he had a much faster car, finished 9th, not brilliant, his mistake in quali. Saudi Arabia, decent, but outpaced by Ocon all weekend.
Yeah.
Australia, they were doing well, to be fair. They were doing really well in Australia, but then he got a bit unlucky, to be fair, didn't he? Well, I don't know if it was his fault or Ocon's, to be fair, but he did have a good race. And this weekend, like you said, absolute stinker.
Yeah, I think I saw a stat earlier. It's when it's Alpine's worst points haul at the start of a season since 2017.
Really?
Yeah. At this point in the season, this is the least amount of points they've had since 2017.
How many points?
I hope that's right. Anyway, I saw it on Twitter, so I'm trusting your Twitter.
Must be less. Yeah, 10 points or less.
They
said they've got a car potentially second bear.
Yeah. In Otmar's mind.
Yeah.
Otmar Sapphire.
But yeah, you. So you've gone for Gasly. I've gone for De Vries.
Yes. I think De Vries is running on
Yeah.
borrowed time, I think, at the
Yeah.
minute, which is a shame to say.
Mm.
He really needs a good weekend. He really needs a crack of top 7, because Yuki is making him look a bit daft. Which
Top
is,
7's ambitious.
yeah.
Another rant from me, by the way. F1 has 10 positions for points. There's 4 cars that are like clearly ahead. That's 8 positions, almost guaranteed slam dunk every weekend. So every other team's fighting for two places, 2
Yeah.
points and 1 point.
Yeah.
But again, with F1, how do you fix that? My brother I've tried to get him into F1 a lot, but every time he's like sat down and watched it, he just gets angry. Because there's just like it just wants like an even playing field, which isn't Formula 1.
Yeah.
But it's just it's just too spread out.
Hmm.
From the top 4 teams, I know Alpine are in like a bit of no man's land, but rest of them, I don't know. But I just keep telling him, like, the silver lining is these new regulations.
Mm. But I think that's always been the problem with F1 on it. Always been the problem.
Sorry, not regulations. Winter time and CFD time.
Oh, yeah,
where it's
yeah.
all balancing out.
Yeah.
You've got to get time to all set in. But we'll see.
Yep. Right then, Elliot. It's time. 30-second driver rating shootout for Baku. So this segment, we're challenging Elliot with rating the entire field for the Baku Grand Prix in 30 seconds. We're going to get the stopwatch on. 1 to 10. 10 being perfect, 1 being absolute stinker.
My palms are sweating.
Palms are sweating. Tell me when you're ready. We'll go from the top.
I am ready.
Right. Sergio Perez.
We're starting at top. 10.
Max Verstappen.
7.
Charles Leclerc.
9.
Fernando Alonso.
8.
Carlos Sainz.
5.
Hamilton.
8.
Stroll.
6.
Russell.
6.
Norris.
7.
Tsunoda.
8.
Piastri.
6.
Albon.
6.
Magnussen.
5.
Gasly.
1.
Ocon.
I'm out of time.
Out of time. So we got to Spen Ocon. 15th.
That's not enough time. That's not enough time to do it. I'll take it. For the record, Ocon, Sargent, Hulkenberg, Bottas were atrocious. Zoe and De Vries were 1 as well.
There you go. 15th place. Are you happy with that?
Not really.
I'll have to see you next week if I can beat 15th place. I reckon I will.
Yeah, well, you can. You just can just go say any number you want. Don't think about it.
He's on to me. Yeah.
Failed.
Unlucky. Anyway, so let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Miami next.
Great.
What are you thinking about Miami?
To be fair,
Anything positive or no?
Yeah, let's be positive.
Yeah.
Leclerc could get pole, but then do nothing in race.
Yeah.
That's it.
Might get some decent odds on that. To be
No.
honest.
Well, Red Bull, it's going to be a 1-2.
Yeah.
I really want to see a good old battle between Alonso and Leclerc, because I think I've only ever seen it once in, I think it was Barcelona 2018 when they had a decent scrap.
It's strange that we've not seen them have a battle, really.
No, because Alonso had a battle with Hamilton, Sainz this year, but I haven't seen him anywhere near Leclerc, really. I know Leclerc's had some adventures, but yeah, I do fancy a good old scrap for a podium. So all the big upgrades are coming for San Marino, so this is the last race where the status quo is going to continue. Mercedes have got some big upgrades on the way, so have Alpine, which we've talked about. So for this race, personally, I'm just going to look forward to Alonso having a competitive car. Being able to race with the Ferraris and Mercedes is class for me. I've had years in the doldrums where he's absolutely had no chance. So for me personally, I'm just going to enjoy it. But from a racing perspective, for the neutral, I just hope Aston Martin won't get near Red Bull.
Yeah.
It's down to Ferrari, really, isn't it? Mercedes won't get near.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the big straight is going to be the killer in it for anybody's chances against Red Bull. It means there's a lot of tight, twisty bits that could help.
They're just good everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just. Yeah, it's not like the tight and twisty bits are bad. It's just. So the main straight is going to be the killer for them. Alonso seems to think, like I said, Aston Martin should be better than Ferrari. That'll be interesting to see. Alpine, let's see if these magical upgrades finally come out of the woodwork. Maybe they didn't arrive in Baku.
It's very Miller, isn't it, apparently?
Yeah, but McLaren, they went a lot better in Baku than what they started the season, so that should be good to see where they get up to.
Did you see what Norris said?
No, I didn't see it.
Upgrades were worth 2/10 for a second.
Yeah.
And at the start of the season in Bahrain, they were saying, "Oh yeah, these upgrades are going to be the car we should have started the season with." And it was 2 attempts. I'd be absolutely gutted.
Yeah, it didn't start out best for McLaren. I'm loving the battle though, Piastri and Norris.
Yeah,
I think that's going to turn into a cracker. That.
Yeah, I do like Piastri.
Yeah, I like Piastri. He's not backed off, has he? He's gone for it, proper gone for it, and looks like he's close to Norris. Hope he keeps it up. But yeah, AlphaTauri, De Vries needs a good weekend desperately. Tsunoda's on a roll. Oh, he got a bit unlucky in Baku. But yeah, he's on a roll.
I don't want to be Mr. Depression, but Miami was like the worst race last season, or one of. So second season, hopefully it's better. You never know, do you? That's the thing with F1.
That's
you
what
just get surprise races. And like an early retirement from Verstappen, bit of chaos at start. You never know.
Maybe a Verstappen and Perez, bit of argy-bargy. Couple of front wings gone.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, I'd love to see. Well, I wouldn't love to see them crash out. That's
not
what I'm trying
to say. Your favourite driver?
That's not what I'm trying to say, but I'd love to see maybe
just a little clip. So Max has to change his front wing.
Maybe just nick the wall in quali. Both of them go out in Q1.
Yeah, that'd be so good.
I can't wish that on anybody, but it would be very fun to see.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be fair. I will keep positive.
Yeah.
Deep down.
For now. Right, everybody, that's pretty much us done. But before we go, we've got a couple of questions from you guys that we promised we'd answer. So here we go. Elliot's, I think, got some up for me.
Yeah. First question is from Aaron Levi. He asks, "Is Lewis finished?"
Is Lewis finished? Short answer, no. I think Lewis is one of those people that, like Alonso, I don't think he'll ever lose the talent. I think Lewis is waiting for his chance of his 8th, or his 6th or 7th, wherever you see it. He's waiting for his 8th. I don't think he'll stop until he gets close. Love to see him Ferrari. I think Ferrari would tempt him a little bit, maybe. That would be so cool to see Lewis at Ferrari. But no, I don't think he's finished. He's got a lot more to give, and he's certainly still got the pace, the ability, and the hunger, I think.
Right. So we've got a question from Martin off Instagram. He asks, "Is it worth spending the money to go and watch a Grand Prix live?"
Great question. I think we're going to do a bit more about it, aren't we? We're going to do an episode where we talk about attending a Grand Prix, because there's lots to talk about, but I would 100% recommend it to anybody. And I know it's expensive, especially here in Silverstone, England. It's pretty extortionate. But what a weekend. Especially we've done it a couple of years, and we went camping. So we camped from the Thursday to the Monday.
Yeah, but back then, compared to what it is now, like now it's almost a full-on holiday type price.
Yeah, you're looking at like a small holiday, just for the weekend at Silverstone. But it's some of my favourite weekends in the sun, depending on where you are, obviously. loads of like-minded people about you. It's seeing the cars live. It's completely different seeing them on the telly. They're so big. Like you pick up on so many things that you don't see on the telly. I mean, when I was in Melbourne, I sat at one grandstand just off turn 3, and the amount of mistakes the drivers make, like oversteer or dipping into the gravel, and then when you watch the highlights and stuff afterwards, the TV just doesn't even pick it up. Like you miss so much. But yeah, 100% recommend it. It's difficult to save, but
how much did you pay for your ticket?
I paid for the Australian ticket. I paid about £400. It was about 800 Aussie dollars. That got me 4-day access Thursday to Sunday in the Fangio grandstand, which is just across the pit lane. So I was smack bang outside of Charles Leclerc garage. Great seats, especially for the
£400.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I got my money's worth though. 3 restarts, most red flags in an F1 race ever, and I was on the pit straight to watch it.
Definitely got your money's worth.
Yeah, but no, definitely Martin, do it. Save up and do it.
Yeah. We've got some funny stories, haven't we, from Silverstone, which we'll talk about in another episode.
Yeah.
Like sneaking into the pit lane. I was about a yard away from Hamilton with no security, but I'll talk about that another time.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that story. That's a cracking story, that. So get ready for that.
Right, we've got a message as well from Jodie G on Twitter. She asks when me and you are going to do this quiz.
Oh, the quiz, yeah. So the quiz, I've told Elliot no practicing.
I'd win.
He still thinks he'll win. But yeah, it's coming. We're going to try and get it done in the next couple of episodes.
How would we actually do it? I
don't know. I think we need to get producer Brad back.
Yeah.
Producer Brad's not here today, which is sad.
Yeah, he's unwell.
So we need to get producer Brad back. He needs to officiate, because those that know Elliot know that he's a serial cheater.
Nope.
So we need someone mature enough to man the quiz. But yeah, he's coming. We're going to get some more questions from you guys. So if you can drop us some interesting facts or some interesting questions on our Twitter, Instagram, Brad will take them, put them in a quiz, and then it's on.
Gives me time to rehearse as well.
And speaking of quizzes, Elliot, I think you've got, just to finish the episode off, I think Elliot's got
I have, Spencer.
Yeah.
Bear with me. Right. So you have to guess the driver. His first race was in Australia. His first points was in Malaysia. His first podium was at Japan. And his first win was at Hungary. Who is the driver?
Good one. No cheating, guys. Can't just go on Google, have a look.
Yeah, but you can't really Google that, surely. You can't just type in who.
Yeah, I don't know, actually.
You might be able to.
Yeah, some people find a way to cheat.
Yeah,
but yeah, answers in. Good question. Love it.
Do you know it?
Yeah, of course I know it. What do you mean?
Come on then.
Oh, I can't spoil it for the fans. Yeah, I know it as soon as you said it.
Yeah, you can't say it now.
Yeah, as soon as you said
you don't know it.
First race in Australia, I knew it were. So obvious. Right, guys, that's been us. Thank you for all the love and support.
Pleasure.
In the first episode.
Yeah.
We didn't expect that at all, did we?
Nope.
It's been amazing. So yeah, thank you all. Thank you for tagging along.
Yeah. See you soon. Cue the theme.
Cue the music. See you soon.